you're back out on the road now.
Yeah. We did all of Ontario last week, and then this will kind of from here out to the rest of the West Coast over the next 7 days, and then I'll do the East Coast, and then I'm down in Nashville cutting the next record. All before Christmas, so it's going to be a busy run.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey,
yeah.
My goodness.
I'd say, Lord. Miles. Yeah, well, we'll see. Air Canada willing, they, in classic form, they gave me 3 hours of sleep last night, so it's a good time.
Well, you're looking pretty good.
Well, thank you.
You're doing well.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I'm like, I don't even know if I'd get out of bed after 3 hours sleep. So,
well, I thought about it, but you guys might have been a little upset. So here we are.
So you're driving around, you're doing this. I have a question for you because I thought of this morning as I was driving into work. Wilson Phillips' Hold On came on the radio, and I just started belting it out. Is there a song that you just belt out when it comes on the radio?
Honestly, I feel like in the last year, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, it's probably embarrassing if it is. I would say anything old school. Like, I think Chattahoochee came on the other day when I was, it was like just a weekend and they were playing some classics. And that's one of those songs where I can't help myself. There's something about that opening guitar lick that just gets me fired up.
And then the long note at the end.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. And then you add in the fact that the music video, not that you're seeing that, but my mind goes there as him water skiing in denim, and I'm just like, this is the most beautiful thing. This is a work of art.
It really is. It really is. And I just now want to kind of transition. We talked about being on the road again and doing things, talking about things getting back to normal. CCMA Awards. It was nice to gather in Calgary this year. And you won the Rising Star Award. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Kind of a nice surprise. We've been at this for a long time, so it's nice to be recognized by the musical community that we're involved in, and it's always nice to be nominated. It's even better to win. Now I know that feeling now for the first time. That was great, and anytime we get to be together, especially after the busy summer that everybody had, that's my favorite part about it, is just getting together with the community of musicians and radio and all the industry people. It's the best, and winning is just a cherry on top.
Yeah, just seeing people again. You always took that for granted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I used to dread going to the CCMA'S because usually you're exhausted at that point in the season. You haven't slept much. You've been out on the road touring. And then you're like, oh, this weekend is just going to break me. But this time I was extremely excited to go. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And with your health challenges, you had a vocal condition. It must be that much sweeter to be back performing and then to win that award. Kind of validates everything.
Yeah, it felt good. That was a bit of a tricky time, obviously. Luckily, the pandemic for me gave me time to not only get the surgery, but then give me time to kind of rebuild on my own terms in a studio in my house, which was nice. Our first show back was actually the record release show for this record in May. And that was nerve-wracking because I hadn't sang in front of people pretty much since my surgery. So we got up there, we did our thing, and shook off some rust, and it felt good, and it's just been getting better ever since. So
that is so awesome. And now you mentioned your new record, your new EP. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this record, it's called 4 Good Years, and that's the title track off the record. It was kind of the anchor song for it, and it is the current single as well. It just felt like the right direction for this record. It felt the closest to me. And then from there, we just decided we wanted to put together a collection of songs that work together, but also were a little bit different, right? Like, I've leaned into a little bit more of the pop stuff in the past, with a single like Do It With You, that was a little poppier. And then I've done a little bit more of the rock stuff as well, which is kind of my roots, with a song like I Needed That. And then, we've done stuff like Neverland, which is probably the truest version of who I am. That's what I gravitate towards. So we kind of did a little bit of everything, but tried to walk the line a little closer this time with songs like Close to You, 4 Good Years. Put out a great live anthem called Still Something. That song rules live. So I was excited to do this, and it was nice to be able to cut this record from home at my own pace. I joked earlier, without pants on.
Yeah.
So it was the most free I've ever been cutting vocals.
Well, I'm glad that you put pants on today.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I think everybody is.
Yeah. And I'm hoping in 2023 you'll be hitting the road and performing some of those songs live for us.
Yeah, there's talks right now of an early spring tour, so hopefully that pans out. I've stopped making plans because I feel like every time that I'm like, this is happening for sure, I refuse to say that out loud.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's going to happen, but I refuse to put it in writing just yet because every time I've done that in the last 3 years, it's been shut down. So
Right, exactly. You just never know. You don't want to jinx it.
That's it, exactly.
So fingers crossed, hopefully. But,
Yeah,
I mean, we want to see that happen,
it'll be
right?
good. It'll be good when it happens, but we'll see.
No promises.
Yeah, little gun shy over here.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame you one bit.
Yeah.
But thank you for stopping by and chatting with us. I'm looking forward to going and listening through to the EP and looking forward to new music in 2023.
Perfect.
And hopefully seeing you here in Edmonton. And I like that you chose spring, because I don't think you want to roll around.
Yeah, I mean,
it's nice today.
Yeah, it's nice today. I feel like, this feels like home's weather for me right now.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad, but yeah, definitely. It would be nice to do it when it's warm.
I always find it funny when you have like American artists, they tour through January and February, and they always seem to come at this time of the year. I'm like, are you guys suckers for punishment? Like, why?
Oh man, I was chatting with the drummer for Jordan Davis's drummer just before the Grey Cup.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, we are cold. He's like, I'm prepped for this, but he's like, this is not my scene. I'm like, yeah, man, I know. I was like, I felt like I needed to warn you.
And it really wasn't that cold, like in the grand scheme of things.
No, yeah, you're right. But like Tennessee, like it gets snow, but they get a light dusting and they call in the army. So it's kind of funny.
And what's funny is that we do the opposite. I went to Nashville in July one year and I stepped off the plane and I was like, what did I do? I made a mistake. It was so hot. I didn't enjoy that at all. It was too hot for me.
Yeah. Well, don't ever go in August then, because you will literally melt.
I've decided that December might be the perfect time to go for me.
Yeah, I do. Honestly, it's funny. That's why we're cutting vocals down there at the end of the year, because it's just like you go in January, December, January, February, not so much, but I've done too many summer days there where it's like you walk outside and you're just sticky.
Yeah, you're just sticky. Okay, where's the next building that I can walk into with air conditioning?
Exactly.
Well, thanks so much, Andrew, for stopping by. And we look forward to seeing what 2023 brings.
Yeah, thank you for having me.